Hey everybody, I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. This is 5 Minutes with Ben, and I'm Ben. Trying to think what players that are very interesting we haven't looked at on 5 Minutes with Ben, and it came to me Alexander Morozevich. And I was looking for games that he won. I found a game against a player who's almost equally interesting, Loek van Wely, Dutch player. Both players are 2,700 because this game was played in 2002. This game was played today. Both players would not be 2,700. Tough getting old. Okay, they played a French defense with opposite side castling for excitement. Morozevich is white. This was played at Wijk aan Zee, 2002. That tournament is currently called Tata Steel, I think. I think. It was called Chorus then. It's also been called Hogovens. Okay, so Van Wely traded on e4, played knight d7, very common way of black playing, bishop d3, knight f6, and Morozevich didn't want to surprise Van Wely and make him guess which way he was going to castle, so he showed it right now. Played queen e2, which is slightly unusual, but he wants to get his queenside pieces developed so he can castle queenside. Okay, Van Wely attacked the center with c5. They traded knights. They traded pawns. White played bishop d2, wants to castle and likely play bishop c3, attack the black king. It's difficult for black to castle queenside here, but it's not completely insane. But Van Wely doesn't agree with me. Castle's kingside, castle queenside. Van Wely decided to win material, played queen d5, attacking a2 pawn and the g2 pawn. Morozevich knows my rules. Always play king b1. I guess if he didn't care about his a pawn, he could illegally always play bishop f1, defending his g pawn. But since that's terrible and illegal, he decided to follow my other rule. Van Wely took on g2, forking two more things of white. The rook is more important. Van Wely had to face knight f3. Van Wely said, hey, I'm 2 pawns up. Let's trade queens. And Morozevich said, no, thank you. I prefer to checkmate you. So Morozevich played queen e5. So in this position, perhaps black should be trading pieces, give up the 2 bishops. Play queen takes f3, queen takes c5. White's down 2 pawns. White has open files to black's king. Bishop's going to c3. Bishop is on c8. Rook is on a8. White has obvious compensation for 2 pawns. Van Wely didn't like that, so he played knight d7, attacking the queen, defending the bishop, still attacking the knight. Okay, so usually when your queen is attacked and your knight is attacked, you make a move with your queen that defends your knight. And white has several options: queen e4, queen f4, queen h5. Queen e2 is terrible, so I didn't mention that. Okay, but I didn't want to look at a game of Morozevich because he plays like everybody else. Morozevich plays his own way. So instead of losing his queen or losing his knight, he sacrificed another piece. Bishop takes h7 check. Okay, not quite a Greek gift, but same kind of ideas. If king h8, then queen h5 is possible, though black could play knight f6 there. So maybe, I'm not sure what white would do after king h8. I could still play queen h5 and try to attack your pinned knight on h7. I guess what would have happened based on my rudimentary analysis, I was going to try to take this after knight f6, but it's defended. So frankly, I don't know what white would have done here. Let me turn on the engine for a second. So I don't think you guys can actually see the engine. So I don't even have to tell you I'm turning the engine on. I could just do it secretly. But I never do that. Queen h5 is a good move. Sacrificing the bishop on h7. I saw this position. I wasn't sure if there was enough compensation. The engine says white's winning. It says this is the only winning move because the queen doesn't have a lot of moves. Knight g5 is coming. But also good for white is the move queen g3, which I didn't see. And the idea is if you take, I take with the pawn and I save my bishop. So both moves win for white according to the engine. Okay, so he played king takes. Engine agrees. Queen h5 check. And typically in a Greek gift, which this really isn't, looks like a Greek gift, you play knight g5. But black has several good moves against knight g5, and by several I mean two. Black can play knight f6, attacking the queen, defending h7, or black can play queen f5, defending mate. So Morozevich got another piece involved in the attack, played rook g1. And this looks like, if it was white's turn to move, rook takes g7 looks pretty good. King takes g7, bishop h6 check. That's looking good to me. Also good is bishop c3, bishop h6, queen h6. White has a lot of threats. So Von Wely tried trade pieces off and defend, played bishop e3. If I was playing a blitz game, I would play bishop c3, because it seems like a good move in a blitz game. Morozevich played simpler, traded bishops, played rook g3. Now in this position, white wants to play knight g5, which looks like it just wins. Rook d to g1 or rook h3. And black's extra material isn't really cutting it. Von Wely played a strange move here, which seems hopeless. Again, if I was playing a blitz game, I'd play knight f6, and I would lose. In fact, I would lose immediately. Oh no, I thought I could play rook g7 and rook g1 mate, but queen takes g1. So knight f6 probably doesn't lose immediately, but it definitely loses. But that's what I would play. Von Wely played queen c5, once again asking for a queen trade. Morozevich played simple, queen h6, and Von Wely resigned. Now, a lot of the games that I show on 5 Minutes with Ben are from Title Tuesday and Rapid tournaments. This is actually a slow tournament. White's threatening queen g7 mate. You can't play queen e5 or queen d4 or queen c3 because the queen's hanging. Therefore, the only move that makes any sense to me is g6. And if I thought g6 was getting checkmated immediately, I would resign like Von Wely did. So let's play g6. And before I showed you the game, I wondered what white would do here, and I was fixated on rook g6. But then all of a sudden, it occurred to me, white can play rook h3. And I was like, man, that's a good move. Queen h7 mate, queen h8 mate are the threats. You can stop either one, but you can't stop them both. In fact, if you want to stop queen h8 mate, you have to move your f pawn so your king has f7, then queen h7's mate. And that's about it. I can almost pre-move queen h8 mate, but black has these two moves. To stop queen h7 mate, you can play knight f6 or move the rook, and then queen h8 mate. So instead of playing g6 and getting checkmated after rook h3, Von Wely resigned. So really interesting game from Morozevich. Von Wely took a lot of material, and he died on a full stomach because he has extra material, but his king is not looking good. And the whole game, 19 moves, black never developed his queen side. He opened the G file for white by taking on G2, and all of that proved decisive. Hope you enjoyed that game as much as Morozevich did. I'm Grandmaster Ben Feingold. This has been 5 Minutes with Ben. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.